And let's go to the numbers, which you discussed with me, and I made a handy graphic.
Ooh. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Look at you. Look at you. Okay.
So
all right.
as ever's traffic has declined massively, and the majority of her traffic is international. So she can't ship there. And I go to her site sometimes. I'm not going to lie. I like to look at the prices. I like to look at the products. And I'm not buying anything. And I don't think anyone else is either. I don't think she's selling. What do you think? I think there's more interest in the car crash than there is in running jam, overpriced honey, and candles that have been sent out with no wicks.
I mean, I think it's really, I'll ask you, when's the last time you ran out to buy some jam?
I think I still have some in my fridge from 2 years ago.
I don't think I own jam.
Oh, wow. I mean, I'll be fair. I own honey. But again, I was at Whole Foods and the honey prices have shot through the roof. Apparently, there's a bee issue.
Well, not for Meghan. She has her own beehive.
Yeah, but she also doesn't like honey and doesn't like bees. I mean, she said that in her first episode, basically. Or she likes honey, but she doesn't like bees and doesn't like getting a mess. But
I think it froze.
The issue is, for me, how are you going to pay your bills off of this? How much does she need to scale these products? And is she at scale? And do you think 2026 is her big make or break year? This brand has been around for a year now. I mean, how long do brands usually last if they don't take off?
Well, it depends how much money she has to just float it. But I think it's going to go away, actually.
Why?
Because there's no demand for it. And I think that the website traffic is, first of all, you have to remember when she really launches things, initially she had like the Netflix show as the foundational marketing of everything, right? And that went away. So now you have to think to yourself, like, okay, what does she have to actually continuously drive traffic to this site? Now, obviously, can she do paid ads? Yes. Is she doing paid social? I don't actually think she is. And if we go back to her ability to move product, and we think back to her Shop My days, right? Forget about one-off for a minute. When you go back to Shop My, she had gotten on Shop My in March 2025, and then they initially took down the shop in September 2025. Girl only had a 0.02% conversion rate.
Oh, wow.
0.02. That is basically flatline.
Right. So, wow. No wonder she took it down.
I think that she, honestly, I feel bad for her in a lot of ways, because I think that she is trying so hard to like do the mental gymnastics around who she is, what she stands for, what she's selling. I mean, she'll go speak about, the dangers of social media, but then she uses social media. She puts her kids on social media with emojis. Like, she doesn't quite know where to be. And that's a very uncomfortable place to be.
Well, it also seems like there aren't many boundaries for herself. There's boundaries for other people, but not for her. Like, she feels that she and Harry can do whatever they want, and it does feel hypocritical and inauthentic, even though she keeps talking about authenticity. But the other thing is, for me at least, this entire thing is, we said earlier in the show, it just feels 2019 to me. You look at someone like Gwyneth Paltrow, for example, who's now in a big storm because she's using her face to market Israeli condos. But she don't care. She's like, yep, I'm doing it. Bye. Or you look at other people who have done it, the Kardashians, but they, for some reason, and maybe you can fill in why, they appear so okay and authentic about it. Like the Kardashians are like, yep, we're snake oil salesmen. See ya, but you like it. And they're very similar. People want to look at them because they're visually fascinating, but also people buy their stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I've bought Skims before because I also have
All
a
the
big butt. And the
First of
Skims
all,
make my butt look better. It's a decent product, but it's also inexpensive compared to Spanx. So I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. Fine. Then you've got Gwyneth Paltrow who sells really expensive stuff, crazy stuff, like, and weird stuff, candles that smell like my vagina, not mine, hers. But it's very, why do they work and not Meghan?
it's a fascinating question. And in my book on brand, I have a chapter called Zero Fucks Given Branding. Zero fucks given branding is probably the most powerful way to build an audience because it is coming from such a place of authenticity. When you are authentic, you don't use the word authenticity, okay? When you have to constantly message authenticity, you are not. It's like people that use the word classy. Those people are not classy or elegant. They are the opposite.
They are usually classy, but with a K.
So when we talk about Gwyneth and we talk about Kim or any of them, number one, they are so coming from a place of, I know my audience. I know what they want. I know what they need. Skims is an incredible brand. What woman does not want to feel better about their body? She also is the product, right? She is the original Skims girl, but it came naturally to her. It came, most great founders, like, I worked for Donna Karan for 17 years. That brand started because she was trying to solve a problem for women.
Yep.
When you are trying to solve a problem for women, you will always win. Now, Meghan is trying to solve the jam problem for women, which is like a pandemic because it is very, very serious. If you do not have the right jam or honey, your entire day can be derailed. Now,
and by the way, don't forget candles because there's not enough diptyques to go around.
Well, she's creating the problem without the wick. So that's interesting. She's like, here's a candle without the wick. But Gwyneth is interesting because I don't think most people are like, where is my candle that smells like vaginas? Like, but she is using a form of marketing that is really shock marketing. She is pushing buttons and she is saying, I think this is clever and interesting. I'm going to put it out there. And she doesn't care. She does not care. That's where Zero Fucks Given comes in, what you think, because you know what? You're still going to talk about it.
Yeah. And it also feels like, you go to her house and she'd be like, okay, so anyway, Amy Odell had some interesting scenes from Gwyneth's house in her biography on Gwyneth. And yeah, I think she lives that way. Yes, I think Meghan tries to live that way, but I also think Meghan is trying to be someone that she may or may not be because she doesn't know who she is. She's gone through several iterations. You once said to me, well, she's playing a role. And I said, yeah, but she ain't that great of an actress.
Right.
And I think it just comes off. And the other issue is she just keeps doing it. She tries to do zero F's given, but the problem is she does it in the wrong way. So I really, really appreciate you. Like, subscribe. See you in a bit.